Hey there, I'm Joe Simons.
And I'm Luke Simons.
And we are the Salt Strong brothers and the co-founders of the Salt Strong Insider Club. We got some good news and bad news, which I'll get to in just a second. But I want to talk about why we started this club in the first place and why we have now over 50,000 members. When Luke and I were transitioning from bass anglers to struggling inshore saltwater anglers, we were honestly kind of ticked off and frustrated because, one, we weren't catching as many fish as we wanted. We had probably just as many bad days or more than we had good days. And two, there wasn't like one place to really get unbiased intel that focuses on trends. Because let's face it, you can have the nicest equipment in the world. This is a $900 reel, but if I'm fishing an area with no fish, there is no chance I'm going to catch fish. So that was really our focus from day one, is how do we help anglers just like us who were just kind of struggling and inconsistent weekend warriors save so much time by putting you in the feeding zones faster than ever before.
Yeah, and even knowing what products to buy and what not to buy. I was spending a ton of money. I'm really shamed on how much money I spent on reels and rods, thinking that that was my problem, that I wasn't catching fish because my equipment wasn't at the highest level, and that was so far from the truth. What I eventually realized the hard way, it's all about knowing fish behavior and predicting where the fish are going to be based on the conditions. As long as you know that, you can consistently catch redfish, sea trout, snook, flounder, and really countless other inshore species, even if you have junk gear that's pretty much falling apart. It's all about finding the fish, and that's what the club is all about, finding the fish. We have an app for it. We have the most education of anywhere online. We have an expansive library now, 8 years old, doing tips daily. So there's a tremendous library of resources. And again, it's all about helping you do the most important thing with fishing. And oh, by the way, we have a ton of tackle discounts as well.
Yeah, so as we said, it's all about trends. It's all about finding the fish, which is what we want to solve for you. And of course, we all love buying tackle. And I love personally saving a lot of money on tackle. So you get 20 to 30% off everything in their store all year long. So I mentioned earlier there's some good news and bad news. Well, we just hit 50,000 members, and in the 8 years of doing this, we have not raised the price a single time. We've kept it steady. But we're getting to the point where we got some really, really big initiatives with our Smart Fishing Spots app, a whole lot of new tackle, including some new rods and reels. They're going to be up to like 40 and 50% off for you as a member. We have a lot more education. We're hiring new guides in every area from Texas to Florida to up in New Jersey and every state in between. And so we need to raise the prices. That's the bad news. And maybe even some worse news is we're not just raising it by a little bit, we're going up like 40 or 50%, a really massive increase. So you might be wondering, hey, what's the good news, Joe and Luke? Well, the good news is because we hit 50,000 members, we're going to give everyone a little buffer, 30 days. So depending on when you're seeing this, you got till May 31st at midnight before we raise the prices. So we're going to give everyone, including you, one last chance to lock in the all-time low rate for life. Yes, not just a year or two, you get to raise it in for life. It would be like getting in on Amazon Prime way back in the day before they started making all these price increases. So as we continue to raise prices, if you sign up right here today, you'll be locked into that all-time low rate for life. And our two big promises is that you will save time by finding the fish faster than you ever imagined, and you will save money on all of your tackle. And as I said, you're going to be one of kind of the first 50,000+ members who get locked into that rate, grandfathered in for life. So even as we're doubling and tripling prices down the road, you will always be paying that same low rate.
Yeah, and as being a member, you'll have access to our entire platform. As soon as you get in, you'll have access to the fishing school, which is the fastest way to get a transformation. And we have a beginner section, intermediate, and advanced. If you go through that school, you will undoubtedly learn some extremely helpful intel that you can use for yourself and even pass it down for generations. Also, in the club, every Friday, for those who are busy, we do a weekend game plan. If you don't have time to do anything else, just click the one email, listen to the 5 to 10 minute video, and that's going to give you the regional trends on what's happening near you so that when you go out on the water, you can maximize your success. And then on the tackle side, we have a ton of discounts. We have everything on our store is at least 20% off, sometimes up to 50% off. And now that we have 50,000 members, we have a ton of partnerships with other companies that give tremendous discounts. Most members save way more than the dues simply on the tackle discounts themselves.
Yep, and speaking of tackle, we do give the opportunity every month to get free tackle to test out, including the free Slam Shady for life. So if you're still here, I just want to tell you this will work for you. Regardless if you're in Texas or in Florida or New Jersey or anywhere in between, and regardless if you're on a boat a little skiff, a kayak, or fishing from shore or from the beach, this will work for you. It's proven to work for 50,000 others. And what we've seen is when members get in, they are blown away with all the value. Most people shoot us a message in their private community like, Joe Luke, why didn't you tell us you had all this stuff behind the scenes? So get in today. It comes with a 100% money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And as I said, you get to lock in the all-time lowest rate for life. So click down below. You'll see everything you get. You get instant access today. And we cannot wait to see you inside the club.